Ever wondered why your cats perk up when they hear the word treat, but completely ignore you when you ask them to get off the counter? Well, there's a scientific explanation behind what your cats understand and why they sometimes choose to disregard your commands. Today, we're diving into feline psychology to reveal 5 words your cats actually comprehend, and the third one is a total game changer. But before we jump into these magic words, let's clear up a common question. Do cats understand words the same way dogs do? A 2019 study by the University of Tokyo found that while cats can recognize and distinguish human words, they don't respond in the same way that dogs do. Unlike dogs, which have been domesticated over thousands of years to obey commands, cats evolved as solitary hunters and don't rely on us socially in the same manner. However, this doesn't mean cats are clueless. In fact, they're incredibly perceptive. Think of dogs as the eager students in class who raise their hands to answer questions, while cats are more like the genius sitting at the back, pretending not to pay attention, but absorbing everything. Dr. Atsuko Saito, a researcher specializing in feline behavior, discovered that cats recognize their names, even when called by strangers. Cats not only know their names, but they also associate certain words with specific actions, emotions, and routines. So yes, your cats understand far more than you might think. They don't respond to verbal cues the same way dogs do, though. Instead of obeying commands based on social rewards, cats associate words with experiences. If a word is tied to something they enjoy, like food or affection, they're more likely to respond. But since cats aren't as reliant on social approval as dogs, their responses may not be as obvious. Now let's dive into the 5 words your cats truly understand. Word 1, no. You might be surprised, but cats actually understand the word no. They grasp negative commands better than we realize. But here's the kicker. They often just don't care. Cats have a different value system, and they assess situations through a decision-making process. If ignoring you is more rewarding than obeying, they'll choose to keep doing what they want. Studies show that cats weigh your tone and any potential consequences, but they ultimately make a conscious decision on whether to obey or not. If you want to make no more effective, try redirecting your cat's attention to something else they can do, and reward them when they comply. Their name. This one's a no-brainer, but it's still worth mentioning. Cats actually recognize their names. In fact, a study published in Scientific Reports showed that even when called by strangers, cats respond by flicking their ears, turning their heads, or even twitching their tails. However, whether or not they react really depends on their mood. Unlike dogs, cats don't always respond just because they want to please you. Try calling their name in different tones to see how they react. Most cats respond best to a soft, higher-pitched voice. Word 3, come here. Every cat owner dreams of getting their cat to come when called. While dogs naturally respond to social signals, cats are more independent, and honestly, they need a pretty good reason to come when you call. Research has shown that cats can actually learn to respond to come here with up to 80% reliability, but only if you've, conditioned them to associate the phrase with something positive like food or playtime. The key here is consistency and positive reinforcement, and eventually, they'll start to anticipate rewards when they hear "come here," even before seeing what's in store. Good job. Believe it or not, your cat cares more about your praise than you might think. Research from Oregon State University found that, many cats actually prefer human interaction and affection over food. Cats are highly attuned to the emotional tone of our voices, so when you say "good job," They're not just hearing the words, they're picking up on your emotional state, body language, and facial expressions. This really helps build a stronger bond with your cat and, honestly, encourages them to interact with you more. All right, word number 5, food and all those related words. If your cat seems to have super hearing when you say treat or dinner, it's not your imagination. Cats learn to associate specific words with food through classical conditioning. Whenever you say treat and give them a snack, their brain links the word to the reward. Some cats even learn to respond to the sound of food containers or specific tones used when offering food. So, how many of these words does your cat understand? And what's their special word? Let us know in the comments. And if you're curious about why your cat stretches when they see you, check out the video right here where we explore more fascinating cat behaviors.